संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, you all are the members of our Savitri Mission Core Group. The mind of the cells is a very unique masterpiece belonging to the galaxy of new time and new space. The magnitude of this masterpiece is not an ordinary piece of spiritual literature. It is something very unique which can provide a master key to the new nature, new time and new space. It is the real individual psychicization, universal psychicization and cosmic psychicization to bring down the kingdom of God on the earth, to get the earth transformed into a divinized earth, to get the ecology of ether into new ecology, because it's not merely the highest stage of evolution that has been envisaged by Sri Aurobindo prior to his departure from this physical life on the span of this earth, which concluded by him willfully on 5th of December 1950. So the time of mortality has been over. Time of infinity starts. So the junction as such is so powerfully created by Mother, just locating her being on the pedestal of World Mother, Universal Mother. These are certain assumptions Satprem has been constantly trying since the very first chapter of this Mind of the Cells till the last one. How transformation can be launched, how universal transformation can be effectively implemented, and how constantly it can help to the seekers of this yoga spontaneously ex gratia. These are the things up till now not envisaged by any theologist, philosophers, psychologists and physicists too, because it is the emergence of the new matter that was never expected or incorporated in the thesis of Charles Darwin, who proclaimed the entire theory of evolution. This is something very new which ordinarily appears to be impossible, improbable. But the base of it is Sri Aurobindo's tremendous sadhana of integral yoga from very beginning, before even coming to Pondicherry, and thereafter in Pondicherry, and especially getting active participation of Krishna consciousness into his adventure of consciousness after 1926, specifically on 24th of November. The nomenclature given to this point of time is Siddhi Din. Siddhi means victory. So victory is very significant and indicative word. The entire sadhana of Sri Aurobindo and the mother jointly committed to victory over death. And Siddhi Din is really a decree by the Supreme to Sri Aurobindo and the mother to make this new phenomenon, new adventure of consciousness, new determination of the Supreme to be emerged on the earth, apparently as a new stage of evolution and virtually the new life on the earth. And that is the life of psychicality, that is the life of humanity, but is not the life of human mind, is the life of human psychic. So this is a march from mind to the psychic. So this is the absolutely de novo dimension in the entire spectrum of yogic literature, under one banner or another, in one age or another, or in formation of it also. It differs from all conventional theories and theses of yoga up till now practiced and up till now propounded. So a very vast avenue has been explored by Sri Aurobindo and the mother as divine representatives. No vibhuti, no avatar, no delegate, no divine deputy from the Supreme can do it so marvelously, so effectively, so concretely, and so decisively. That is the beauty of it. And Satprem has covered the entire avenue in such a way, selecting very remarkable quotations time to time offered by mother while dictating her own experiences in her own room before Satprem so confidently. So these are the facts Satprem compiled, all different concepts put up before him by mother herself directly, and formulated the theme of this masterpiece, The Mind of the Cells. Satprem writes, the direct key, as mother would say, and finally to seize upon the true energy, the lever that will alter the biological routine. The biological routine of the human matter has to be changed. So, what is the lever? What is the master key that mother has found out? Who, while dictating her own experiences before Satprem, gave clear-cut signals and indications of this lever and master key. What was the capital reinvested by the mother for this new adventure of consciousness, to be continued after Sri Aurobindo on the same line, is not a riddle nor a confusion, is really a tremendously unconquerable height to be conquered for the first time ever in the history of human life on the earth. It is an evolutionary stage, no doubt, but it is an evolutionary stage of psychic, that is spirit, and evolutionary stage of the matter also at universal level as well as individual level. As individual sadhak, one can undergo all such experiences, and as universal world mother has conquered certain avenues and found out the key, that is direct key, and the lever, something an animal cannot do, and death. Animality of the human life has also to be conquered, and death, the biological end, appearing to be horrible and compulsory, has to be also conquered. So what is the lever which can upgrade the lower strata of life that is subjected to disease, suffering and death, and that too at universal level and at individual level? So many challenges are there to be confronted with by the mother simply living inside the one room of Pondicherry where this new experiment, cosmic experiment, so successfully conducted in the name of sadhana, in the name of integral yoga, in the name of yoga of descent, by raising her individual personality into a cosmic personality of universal mother. And that was the assignment left to her, according and offering the mind of light to the mother to complete the programming that had been envisaged by Sri Aurobindo during the course of his sadhana. People in the world might not understand the unimaginable magnitude of this de novo spiritual adventure. It's not the boon that is granted only to Ashwapati in Savitri, but it is the boon granted by Sri Aurobindo as the representative act direct from the divine to the entire earth and to the entire earthly life. So, which is the lever to be lifted up? And lifted up to where? So it is the lever of mortal earth to be lifted up to the world of immortality. Mrityorma amrutam gamaya. So death is to be converted, death is to be rooted out. The phenomenon of death and the probability of death itself is to be rooted out right from the life of individual as well as the life of the earth. So both these tracks are to be so simultaneously charted in this yoga by Lord himself and the Mahasakti herself together. The very energy that has formed the galaxies and the cells, the very energy. Mahasakti means the energy. Satprem defines it to be energy. And energy means energy beyond Einstein, energy beyond MC square, energy beyond E capital of Einstein. Energy capital remains to be capital, but the horizon of that energy's magnitude and its operation exceeds all possible scientific limits. Future scientists will approve it or not makes no difference. But future spiritualist who has got the master capital of highest physics at his disposal will have to experience it, will have to experiment it for its sound explanation and sound thesis, where spirit and matter can be so successfully clubbed that the nature of spirit can very well be transferred to the imperfect and limited nature of matter. The very energy that has formed the galaxies and the cells. So the truth that lies in the cells is the truth lies in the galaxies of the cosmos. The truth lies in the cell, in atom, of the living matter, atom not of the inert matter, electrons, protons, photons, nucleus, molecules, to Higgs boson, and thereafter so many layers may be invented in future, but the human matter also has got the very nature, same nature, which is the nature of earthly matter. In our darshan, in our scriptures, it is nomenclatured as Panchamahabhut. It is the grand total of 5 different basic fundamental elements which are governing our human body as well as governing the whole of the cosmos. So what was envisaged by ancient Rusis before ages past has been re-established and propounded so scientifically by Maharshi and World Mother together, significantly by Purush and Prakriti, by Shiv and Shakti, by Radha and Krishna, but atwined in bliss as one. To root out from the very nature of matter, along with the spirit, the anti-spiritual waves and factors, to establish life of Satchidanand on earth. So the energy has to execute this de novo life on the earth, which was the determination, sankalpa of the Supreme here through Sri Aurobindo on the earth for the first time after the very first creation of earth in the cosmos. The new organ of action is very simple, as one would expect. So, what type of new body will emerge thereafter? After so many years of evolution, we can have this human body according to the parameters offered by Charles Darwin. But if that spirit is to be made decisively operated in human body, that is bound to be victim of death, disease and so many deteriorating forces. So Satprem tries here to sum up the entire avenue in such a way that can we imagine the new format of human body? Can we imagine the new figure of human body? Sri Aurobindo has used the word transfiguration. So is there any scope for transfiguration before ultimate and final transformation? So what is the place of transfiguration in the whole process of transformation? And Sri Aurobindo has categorically presented in Life Divine and in Savitri the transformation of physical being, transformation of vital being, transformation of mental being, and the manifestation and transformation of psychic being to be the sole force and sole reality of existence. The new organ of action is very simple, as one would expect. It is neither mandibles nor new cortical evolution. It is being. So what is the new organ which can control and command, which can cause new humanity to emerge, new human body to emerge, new human individuality to emerge, in tune with the new cosmos, in tune with the new cosmic existence. So what will be the cosmic existence of life divine? What will be the universal existence of life divine? And what will be the individual life of life divine? A type of being that has nothing to do with metaphysics. A type of being as such has nothing to do with metaphysics. It is not merely a philosophy, thesis, a master marvelous thought. It is not willful thinking. It is not utopia. The world imagined by Sri Aurobindo is not the utopian world. World that is to be launched on the strength of the soul, on the strength of the psychic, on the strength of the spirit, and on the strength of the Supreme's direct participation into our material reality. Is a bridge between matter and the spirit, and bridge for realizing infinity as a part of a motion of energy, motion of master energy, motion of Mahashakti, motion of Maheshwari on the earth. With the strength and sankalpa, determination of the Supreme as Mother propounded here as Mother of Pondicherry Ashram. Lord, thou shalt wilt, I execute. So who willed? Who determined? And what was determined? To make death willful, to make death voluntary, to make death equivalent to a grand change, to death a new transfiguration is to be offered, a new form is to be given to the phenomenon of death. It is not conquered as traditionally conquered either in Sanskrit literature of India and Greek literature of Greek and Roman civilizations. It is a new format, but everything to do with physiology and cellular consciousness. So, what is the fundamental lever for this new launching of new programming of life divine on earth in tune with the new ecology of the cosmos? It should be in tune with the new ecology, as our present human life is in tune with the prevalent ecology in which we are breathing, we are living, we are enjoying longevity of time granted to our physical being, vital being and mental being. This trinity, what we understand as our physical body. But everything to do with physiology and cellular consciousness. Here again, we will only mention a few stages in the formation of that organ. So how being can be made operative, how psychic being can be made operative, and how psychic being has to replace our decisive factor of personality individually and decisive factor of universal personality of Virat of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Virat, as we understand, reviewing all different commentaries on Srimad Bhagavad Gita up till now offered to the world by Eastern and Western scholars, by Eastern and Western yogis, by Eastern and Western spiritualists. That is not rooted out by Sri Aurobindo or the mother. That is scientifically, logically, suprapsychologically and over and above with master spiritual endeavor re-established as grand truth, vast truth, infinite truth as Rutam Bruhat Satyam, which we'll have to take into account before we enter into the real master key offered by the mother, experimenting continuously and constantly day and night in her body at her cellular level, opening the cells and learning the truth hidden into it, and that too with the strength of the mind of light provided to her for this endeavor by Sri Aurobindo with her clear-cut indicative and directive of supramental to be descended down on the earth. So we'll have to find out the tie first of all, connectivity between mind of the light and the supramental that thereafter descended on 29th of February 1956. So what was done during these 6 years when earth was not ready? What had happened to the cosmos when entire cosmos was not ready for this 6 years gap? The mind of light transmitted to mother is a one master phenomenon, and supramental descended down on the earth on 29th of February 1956 is a cosmic phenomenon, but both are similar and virtually and equally decisive and competent. Jai Mata.